When Nintendo Switch Sports was first announced, I was so excited that this series was still alive, even if it looked like it didn't share the same charm as the originals. Then when it actually came out, it was just alright. We are highly likely though to get another title in the sports series on the next system due to the success of Switch Sports. So I'm going to be practical and talk about what they can do to make the perfect Switch Sports sequel, in my opinion. Taking what was good about past games and adding even more new content. First things first, let's just quickly get this out the way. No. The Miis are just right there, man. There was no need to replace them, and Miitopia did a great job of modernizing them and giving us way more customization options. The thing that made the Miis so special in the first place is that these avatars represented us and could be used in practically every game. I can use my same Mii in Wii Sports, Mario Kart, Smash, or even Dance Dance Revolution, Hottest Party 2. With the sports mates, well, the name just kind of limits them to this series. Like having a sports mate in Smash Bros. Yeah, that'd just be kind of weird. The Miis, however, are just everywhere and even have a Mii Maker built into the console and just hold a special place in our hearts. Maybe a lot of it is just purely nostalgia, but that is fine. People still care about these things, so it just feels right to have these be the main and only option in the series they originated from. I think Nintendo kind of knew sports mates might be a bit controversial too, which is why the Miis were still playable, and hopefully this poll was a telltale sign the sports mates should just retire. So what should the title of this game be? Well, I honestly think Nintendo Switch Sports Resort would be the perfect title, as that name holds a lot of value. It is nostalgic, and with Switch Sports essentially being a reboot, this would be a fitting name for the sequel. If they wanted to make it a little bit different, maybe Nintendo Switch Sports Islands, or Nintendo Switch Sports Vacation, or Nintendo Switch Sports 2. Yeah, Resort sounds better. And also, where do I think this game should be based? You guessed it, Wuhu Island. That is right, take us back to this legendary place. More on that later. Now for the actual sports, I think it is important to have more than the original game at the very least. I believe all of these sports from Wii Sports Resort should make a return, as they all fit the island theme so well. If you were to take the less popular sports out like Frisbee or canoeing, I wouldn't cry about it for months on end, probably only a few days, because I love Frisbee and canoeing. I'm weird. For additional sports, I would love to see boxing make a return. Volleyball from Switch Sports would be a great addition on the beach. Also, surfing fits really well with the whole island theme and worked pretty well with motion controls in other games. I also would be open to baseball coming back, and even tennis, only if they bring back this absolute banger when selecting a position. Although it is similar in terms of how it controls to table tennis, so if they did switch it out for badminton, I wouldn't really mind and probably would work a lot better as it is more unique. The last sport I would want to see is dodgeball. It's still possible this will be added in Switch Sports, as basketball is coming soon, and dodgeball was found in a data mine with basketball, but if it works well, I would like to see it here too, as I've always been interested to see how this would work, and it looks pretty fun in other games too, so yeah, I feel like it would be kind of cool to have here. I'm leaving football or soccer out of this deliberately because, to be completely honest, I didn't really enjoy it and thought it was quite slow and boring, so unless it was majorly improved, I think it's best to leave it out, to be honest. Now hear me out on this next idea. Ring-Con support, but with basic warm-up exercises such as squatting, overhead press, etc. I know these aren't classed as sports, but I just think this accessory is so cool and could be utilized way more. Maybe have a more premium bundle with both the Ring-Con and the game, but a cheaper option too without the Ring-Con for people who already have it or just don't want it. Of course, this is just a completely optional mode. The sports themselves don't need it, and you could even do the warm-ups with the Joy-Con too. Also, the Ring-Con could be used for certain sports as well as a second option. The only one that comes to mind really is controlling the plane, and for dogfighting you can squeeze the Ring-Con to fire in maybe a jogging mode similar to Wii Fit. That was just a small idea that again should be optional, but I understand if you think it belongs more in a Wii Fit style game. Going back to Wuhu Island, my next idea is an extension of Island Flyover. I loved the freedom of being able to explore the island in a plane, and this was by far my favorite mode as a kid. But I would love to be able to do this on foot, on a bike, or even exploring the sea surrounding the island on a jet ski. So maybe the different sports such as cycling can have its own version of island flyover alongside road race and versus. With jogging, it could have its own section with maybe hiking too, that is more focused on getting your knees up and running up hills utilizing the leg strap, but I guess that doesn't really count as a sport. So maybe the better idea is to move it all into a separate category, including the island flyover. This category could be called Explore, and from the menu you select the vehicle you want to explore with, or if it's just by foot. When running around, you decide if you want to jog or run faster by how quickly you move with the leg strap attached. This would also be cool without any time restrictions and just being able to freely explore the island. This wouldn't be difficult for them to achieve either, as it has been done before to some extent with Wii Fit's jogging mode, although you aren't really exploring in that as much, but still, you get my point. I know this is supposed to be a casual sports game, and I'm not expecting it to be a fully open world like Breath of the Wild or something. I just want some more modes like Island Flyover, as I always dreamt of this as a kid. Overall, that would leave us with 18 sports with all of the extra modes included, like skydiving, parachuting, and a warm-up mode with basic exercises, as well as some more explore modes like jogging and hiking included, with optional ring-con support. I'm not letting that go. Lastly, for the single player mode, I think sticking to the original game's formula works perfectly, as in working toward champion status. The more you progress, the more you unlock, and once you become champion of every sport, that is essentially you beating the game. Online play was done really well in Switch Sports, and I think that should carry over into this game, but just having online be the main focus gets a bit repetitive, so having lots of content for single player too is important. In regards to customization, it was pretty good in Switch Sports. I did enjoy unlocking the different clothing items, but it's important to have this available offline too, because not everyone can or wants to play online. I think they should take it a step further with the next game and just have more options in general, again taking inspiration from Miitopia a little bit. Overall, I think this is the perfect game in the sports series. It brings back all that was great about the original games, has more sports and content than any past entry, has a good single player mode as well as local and online multiplayer, works for the casuals like Grandma Jean and the gamers like Hubert, and also allows you to fully explore Wuhu Island and customize your Miis. Wishful thinking? Probably, but not all of it, as a lot of this is just past content with some new sports and extra modes. But I do definitely think we will get another Switch Sports on the next system, but let's be real, Nintendo will include none of this, and the next game will feature 3 sports: tennis, table tennis, and badminton being added in a future updates 2 years after launch, and they're going to replace the Miis again, but this time with Xbox avatars.
Sunrise.